Hello friends, good morning. And today we are going to start the price discrimination in the market. It is the last of the fourth chapter. In this fourth chapter, it's very IMP topic of for 3 mark and maybe for 5 marks. So without any fail, please friends, you have to complete this topic properly. And in the unit test second for economics, only few students have written perfect answer. All other students have not written perfect answers. Their way of the presentation also not perfect, and due to that reason, mostly students got less than 20 marks. Okay. Because of if you are staying your at home only, you have all materials. You can prepare from this. All you are watching per day there's videos. Instead of that, what is the problem for explanation? Wrong answer explained. Definition of the Kautilya about Arshas, but that definition also wrong. You have some students have written means of the earth. They have not written a proper definition. Some students have written wrong answer in for MCQs also. Correct MCQs, why you have not written? Which have not related to demand. Consumer also related, price related, commodity related, but supply has not related to demand because of supply is totally separate from the demand. But few students have written consumer, price, commodity like that answer. But these all are direct and indirect related to demand. This answer also wrong. Low quality goods are no is given goods. These are also known as given good, and these we have completed in our chapter. When I completed chapter number second, that time in the types of goods I have completed this one also. For in demand we have completed this topic. Exceptions in demand we have completed that topic. What do you mean by the given good? That time we have completed this. But friends, please consciously do your study. This time mass promotion has done in the for the 11th standard, but it is not 100% sure next time also will done same thing. Maybe after 1 month our school will start, our regular school will start, then exam also will start. And at present, because of this reason, because of this disease, we all are doing our work from home, work from online system. But after some time period, this whole situation will change. Then you have lot of burden, and that time you will not learn this all chapters, all topics properly. And in the last of the exam time, you will face much problem. So what is the solution for this? The solution is one only. You have to regular do your study. If you will not regular complete your work burden will increase day by day, and in the last you will face major problems. So please friend, do your study properly, write your answer properly. Who is the Taylor Madhav? Madhav Taylor. Really, I shocked when I checked his not answer book. I shocked it. He's 11th standard students or only 5th standard or 4th standard student. No any writing. Writing is very dirty handwriting. And presentation, I cannot say about presentation. Presentation is totally bad. And answer explanation also wrong. Maybe a single answer has correct. What about all other answers? Because we have, I think, 15, 16 questions. 15 questions were there. And in those 15 questions, that person has only written one single answer. One or two answers were correct. That means he got only 3 or 4 marks. So how it can be possible? Because of you are doing your study from home, you have much time to complete your study, but you are wasting your time, and laziness really friends, you are very lazy if you are doing this type of work. Balya Nirmal, a person is a Balya Nirmal, that also have written not perfect answers. I will say each and every person's name. Please listen. I'm your teacher. If I will not show your all mistakes, if I will not clear your all mistakes, next time again you will repeat. So please, बुरा लगाने की चीज नहीं है. If you have done this type of mistake, I will clear that. If you have done this mistake, and if I will not show these mistakes, you will repeat again. As a teacher, it is my duty, so I will show that. I will clear everything, what type of mistakes you have done, so next time you will not repeat. And individually, I will not call to anyone. Whatever I want to say, I will say from here only. And tomorrow I will show your marks, and if any answer book which has not perfect, that answer book also I will show in the next lecture. Each and every student will learn that what type of answer I should write and what type of answer is required and what type of answer I have written. It's very essential. In the question paper, at present I have not this answer book and that question paper. In the next video, I will show that. So please friends, you watch it. And what type of mistakes you have done, I will clearly show that. Uh, so please don't repeat it. When I seen your answer books and I checked your answer books, that time I found that only few students have written perfect answers. So I can say that yeah, really, there's a 11th standard student. You are doing, you are attempting this exam from your home only, and you have all study material. You are watching video per day. Then also, if you have problem, you can personally message me. I will solve your problems. If you have any query, any doubt related to any topic, any chapter, in each and every video, I said that if you have any problem, personally message me. I will solve them. But few students are asking their questions. Not all. Few students are asking their questions. Few students are asking about their doubts, and I'm very happy for them. They are asking. If they will ask, they will get answer. You are not watching video, you are not reading your syllabus, you are not reading your topics, you are not learning also, then you have no any doubt. Only for that reason you have no any doubt, so you are not asking. Some students are asking questions, that means they are doing study, so they have query, and only for that reason they are asking questions. So this time really I'm not satisfied by your answers and by your this all presentations, handwriting. I am marking everything, not only your answers length, how much line you have written in this answer, what is the length of your answer, how many pages you have completed for this and that. 5 mark answer also not written properly in proper manner. So please you follow rules and instructions. Regularly watch videos so you will get idea how we have to write 1 mark answer MCQs and 2 mark, 3 mark and 5 mark answers. How we can present perfect answer for this much marks so we can get full out of full marks. Two students got to full out of full marks also. I will say their name tomorrow. So there's also done work from their home only. Whatever study, whatever type of teaching work we are doing for you, for all we are doing same work. We are not teaching separately to any other person. In group only, we are teaching to each and every person same. But it is your mistake, you are not revising your syllabus, you are not learning your all answers and topics properly per day. So you are facing this problem. So please friends, from today onwards, you start your study properly. Otherwise, next exam, whenever we conduct, whatever marks you got in this give it a second. In the next, this marks also you will not get. And maybe these marks will aid in your final exam, because of any time our DO or Gandhinagar board can change their instructions. This type of exam started first time from our board and DO. If you have seen, on the question paper. This question, on this question paper, not ACM English Medium Higher Secondary School, Unna has not written. What has written? What has written on that? Gujarat Education Board, Gujarat Secondary Education Board, Gandhinagar. It has written on that. That means this question paper has selected from Gandhinagar. I had not selected, my other colleagues were not selected this question paper. They were not selected. It has selected by the Gandhinagar, and we have also no any idea about the question paper, what type of question they will ask. So we have only one alternative solution for this. We have to do study properly. So from our syllabus, they will ask any question. We will ready for that. If any question, any type of short note or anyone will select, they will select only from the chapter, from the syllabus. They will not select any question from out of syllabus. Okay, if we don't know, then also we will say this is that question and that this question were out of syllabus. But friends, this all committee members are very educated, high educated people are there. They will not do this type of things. They will select only question paper from your textbook. So if we will complete our syllabus from the textbook, we will get this all answers very well. So no need to give any excuse in the last. Do study hard and get good marks. Now today I am going to start the price determination in the market. What do you mean by the price determination in the market? Before that I want to say an example. Thereafter I will say the price determination in the market. It's very IMP question for your exam or test or whatever. From this chapter it's most IMP question. Okay? And friends, be aware and we regularly watch the video, because of whenever during my explanation, if maybe I will say any type of information and that will be helpful for your exam, then it will be negative for your marks. So please you attend daily class, and attend that means consciously you attend the class and revise properly per day. Full topic, whatever topic I complete, same topic you revise, and previous chapter, previous syllabus also you revise, which we have done already. Price determination, that means what? Have you seen? First, you just think one time, who will decide the price? Whatever price we pay, or we are going to pay, or we paid whenever we are purchasing any expense or any commodity. That time, if we are going to pay that amount, if you have purchased 10 rupees ball pen from market, so who have decided this 10 rupees price? Shopkeeper, salesman, producer, supplier, or a consumer, or a purchaser? Think one time. I will give 1 minute. So you just think one time, who will decide the price? Who will decide the price, or who is deciding the price? Per day we are purchasing so many various type of the commodity, and that time this commodities prices decided by whatever we are going to pay. For cell phone, if you have paid 30,000 rupees, 25,000 or 10,000 or 5,000 rupees. So for this cell phone, for the mobile phone, who have decided the price? Okay. For the any type of crop, who will decide the price? For your shoes, t-shirt, or any type of dress, or your shoes, school bag, stationery, various type of our daily use goods we are using, for fan, refrigerator. These all things we are using. So who is deciding the price of that good? Have you think any time? Uh, have you thought this question in your mind? Not now, before that. आया होगा ना mind में कभी ये question? What you thought? If you are going to purchase a ball pen, who will decide that ball pen's price? Who will decide? Me. If I'm consumer, I'm going to purchase the ball pen. I will decide the price. Some students will thought maybe they have this answer. Ma'am, price will decide by the seller. We are not deciding the price as a consumer. We cannot decide the price. Price decided by the consumer. Okay. Some students will say about it question. Means not a seller because of price has given by the producer or a supplier. Who is going to supply the good or who is going to produce the good? These are people's only can decide the price. Is it answer? This answer only? If you have this type of answers, again think who can decide the price of any commodity in the market? Producer, seller, supplier, shopkeeper, or a consumer? Hmm? Okay, I will solve it. Actually, it's a commodities price not only decided by the seller or a producer or a consumer or a supplier. A commodities price only and only decided by the price determination. Price determination in the market. Because of price can decide by not only from one side. From both sides, price can be decided. Both sides, that means what? Demand and supply. Who is supplying goods? Producer, supplier, shopkeepers. Who can demand the good? Consumer or a purchaser. Correct? So these are two sides. A person who is going to sell a commodity in the market or supply a commodity in the market. Second side, a person who want to use that commodity and demand from the market that person. So these are two main things. These are two main persons. First one is aggregate demand, which done by the consumer, which demanded by the consumer a quantity of a commodity which desire, which a consumer or a purchaser desire and willing to purchase at a given price at a given particular point of time. That is demand. Second side is supply. What is supply? Supply, that means a quantity of a commodity. A quantity of a commodity which producer or a seller want to sell at a given price at a given particular point of time in market, that is known as supply. So we have these two main important things are here. These main important two things will decide the commodities price. These lay people think that price are decided by the producer or a seller. But in reality, it is not correct. It is not so. Individual producers or seller do not decide the price. किसी seller का मन किया कि वो अपने बॉलपेन का प्राइस 20 रुपीज रख दो. Is it correct? That person can do this work? Obviously no. Individually, producer or seller do not decide the price. Prices are determined by the interreaction. Interreaction, that means what? Supply and demand. That means demand schedule and supply schedule move in the opposite direction. Because of, friends, this both curve slope is positive, opposite. Demand curve slope is left to right downward and supply curve slope is left to right upward. Both slopes are negative, opposite. Demand slope is negative and supply slope is positive. Okay. Then you have this question in your mind, ma'am. One has a positive relation with demand, that will supply, and one is the inverse relationship with demand. It is inverse relationship with price like demand. Supply is positive with price, demand is negative with price. So how does both can decide a commodity's price? दोनों ही उल्टे हैं. But my answer is any commodity's price determined by this both supply schedule and demand schedule. How it can be possible? Okay, friends, I will explain an example so you will get. Suppose I have a scissor. Okay, upward part, downward part. All have seen scissor. You all have seen scissor. Scissor has two parts, like this only, upper part, lower part. If I want to cut a cloth, I have required this both part. If I will use only upper part, then I cannot cut the cloth. If I will use the lower part, then also I cannot cut the cloth. Because of only this lower part cannot be cut the cloth and upper part also cannot be cut the cloth. I have required this both sides. Then that scissor can cut the cloth or can cut the paper. So I have required this both sides to cut the cloth same as it is. Professor Marshall said that Professor Alfred Marshall. Professor Alfred Marshall has given this example and he said that for the cut the cloth, this both sides are required. Upper part, lower part. Like that only. For the decide the price, this both individual hands. These both individual hands are aggregate demand, aggregate supply. These both are required. Then only a cloth can cut. That means what? A commodity's price can decide. Clear, friends? Have you got this example? For the according to Professor Alfred Marshall, market demand and market supply. These both are invisible hands. Invisible hand, that means which we cannot see in the market. But these are invisible hands of market, and the entire process is invisible. And per day, per minute, per second, they started their entire process, which is invisible in the world. But these both are working. And the two curves. There's two curves, that means what? Demand curve, left to right, downward. Supply curve, left to right, upward. So this both curve will interact to each other, and on that point the price will be decided, and this point is known as equilibrium point. Look at this table. In this table you can see here I have on this table, first one is given price of a commodity in rupees 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Second side, price of a commodity has given 1,000, 800, 600, 400 and 200. Last side has given supply of a commodity in kilogram. And do you know, price and supply, this both have positive relationship. This both have positive relationship. So due to increase the price, supply also increase. So here 10 rupees is price for price of a commodity in rupees, 10 rupees here. And for 10 rupees, the supplier ready to supply 200 kilograms. Due to increase the price 10 to 20, supply also increase 200 to 400 kilograms. Like this, one by one, 30, 40, 30 that means what? 600, 40 that means what? 800, and 50 that means what? 1000. On this 50 rupees price is 50, supply is 1000, but you can see here demand is 200 only. Because of price and demand, this both have inverse relationship. But supply and price and supply has positive relationship. Due to that reason, now you can see here it is decreasing. Demand is decreasing due to raise the price, due to increase the price, and supply is increasing due to increase the price because of producer want to gain maximization of profit, and due to that reason he also want to sell more and more units in the market because of the price increasing. So he also want to get maximum satisfaction, maximum profit, and for that purpose he is ready to and willing to sell more units in the market. So supply is increasing. It is the cause, it is the reason. Then you can see here a point, middle point, for when price is 30 rupees, a consumer or a person who is going to, who is desire, willing and purchase, able to purchase a good, that person or group of peoples are ready to purchase 600 kilogram of a commodity. Okay, here you have to write it is demand, not a price. You correct it. It is what? Demand. Demand of a commodity in kilogram is 600. Supply of a commodity in kilogram which is 600. That means what? By on this price, on the 30 rupees price, demand also 600 kilogram of a commodity and supply also 600 kilogram of a commodity. So it is what? Our initial price, initial demand and initial supply. Here you can see by that this diagram I am going to explain. On the OX axis and OY axis, which both I am explaining. On the OY axis, price of a commodity is given here. On the OX axis, demand and supply both we can write, because of both curve we are showing here. So we have to write demand of a commodity and supply of a commodity in kilogram. Okay, what is the minimum value here? 200. Maximum value is 1000. Here maximum value is 1000, minimum value is 200. So we have to start from 200, 200, 400, 600, 800 and 1000. They said minimum price is 10, maximum price is 50. So we start from 10, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Then you will get interreact point when price is 10, supply is 200, but demand is 1000. So according to this data, we have to draw the diagram and we will get this curve, DD curve and supply curve. Here it is DD curve, DD, this one. On this curve, its slope always negative, left, right, down, and SS, left, right, upward. There's both curve we will get by this drawing, okay, and then we have to get interreact point. You can see here, it is interreact point. On the interact point, that means E, this one interact point. And on this E point, you can get 330 rupees price and 600 supply and 600 demand. So what price will decide by the market, by this? In this situation, interact point is E. On this interact point, price is 30 and supply and demand both are 600. So on this price, 30 rupees price, people want to get 600 kilogram units and supplier want to supply 600 units in the market. So on this point, price will be decided by the market. It is not initial point, it is initial price and it is market demand and supply. This quantity will decide. And if you will say, no ma'am, if I want to decide the 40 rupees, then what was the condition? What condition will occur? When 40 rupees price will decide by the consumer or by the seller, then demand will decrease, because of this both have inverse relationship. So demand will decrease from 600 unit to 400. But seller want to sell more units in the market, so supply will increase 600 to 800. So no, this both will not match. Okay, equilibrium we cannot get, because price for the 40 rupees price, demand is only 400, but suppliers want to supply 800. Second, if price 20 rupees, then people and consumer want to purchase 800 units because of price is less, but supplier want to supply 400 units. So due to this reason, price will going to up and increase. Then price will be 30 rupees because of this seller won't think it. We can increase the price because of demand is higher. So they will decide the price 30 rupees, and supplier also will want to supply 600 units in the market, and people who are ready to purchase this good, there's all consumer or purchaser also want to purchase 600 units in the market. So on this initially point, 30 rupees price will be decided, and it is our price determination. I hope you all have got this price determination. So that if you have any query, personally message me. I will solve your doubts. This type of explanation also I completed. And then also if you have any query, personally message me and do your study well. We will meet again in the next lecture and I will solve this exercise. Okay friends? And I will show your marks also. Be happy, be safe. Thank you very much.